So family, welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things to heal, grow, and evolve. And I'm going to start a new series on this channel, uncovering the old, discovering African traditions, discovering our history, our culture. What did the people before us do? What was their life like? How did they incorporate so much knowledge into their timelines and the knowledge that they're here to pass through us, but this information has been lost. With this video specifically, I want to start with the Edo tradition. My family is Edo. I am Benin, and I've been getting a calling to return back to my roots, return back to my traditions, our ways of life, our belief system, because there is so much hidden knowledge and power within our tradition, within our culture. Literally our abilities, our spiritual inheritance, it's within our blood, it's within our DNA. But because of demonization, because of indoctrination, assimilation, all the isms, because of that, we have separated ourselves from our roots, from our traditions. And that's causing a lot of turmoil. And I think that's causing a lot of issues within our family, within our community. So I think it's time for us to connect back to our roots, connect back to ourself, know thyself as a spiritual being. Because in order to be a spiritual being, you must know who you are. You must know where you come from in order to know where you're going. We are no longer in hiding anymore. Our ancestors, the people who came before us, had to hide because they were killed for having this knowledge. They were killed for having these powers and abilities. They were able to look up at the stars and do some calculations and know our future, to know what's going to happen, to figure out our destiny. And because they didn't want us sharing this power to the next generation, they were killed for it, they were shamed, and they were demonized. But we are no longer in hiding anymore. And I think it's time for us to stand up, 10 toes down, and let the world know who we are. All right, so if you're still with me, I want you to join me on this journey to discover our traditions, specifically the traditions for the Edo people. I want to start with the story of the Edo tradition. So the Edo people is one of the oldest bloodlines. It is said that we have such ancient and cosmic DNA within our blood. It is said that we are descendants of an ancient cosmic being, a divine supreme being known as Osanobwa, which means supreme being in Benin. It's the same thing in Yoruba. They also call it their Olodumare. I think it's one of the same. It's all connected. We just have the same story, but just use different names, different meanings for it. So it is said that we originated from outer space. We're from the ancient cosmos, and then we came down here on Earth from the other side, the other spiritual world. So who are these beings? Who are these cosmic beings? Are we a part of the Anunnaki? I believe so. That's still something I'm trying to do more research on. It is said that our Edo people migrated from Egypt, stopped in Sudan, and then came to settle in southern Nigeria. So we do have a strong connection and a strong ties to Kemet, Egypt. So that's why a lot of our history, a lot of our traditions is very similar to those, similar to the same information that is from Kemet, Egypt. We all heard the phrase as above, so below. The spirit world, which is called Erivi in Benin, is a reflection of the 3D, the physical world, where we live, also known as Agbon. It's a duality between the two. So I feel like the human world where we live in, every time we come here and reincarnate, it's a way for us to understand ourselves better, or it's a way for us our soul to evolve and ascend to the next level of our the next level of our lives, eventually returning us back to the divine. So our ancestors left behind so much symbolism, so much messages to us, truly understand ourselves, our life path, our soul mission, and why we came to this earth. It's just something that we need to tap into. It's within our DNA to activate this information within our DNA. This is why I'm making a series for us to truly understand ourselves, tap into our roots, in order to receive the messages, to receive the codings, to leave this matrix and return back to the divine being, the divine world. So we choose our destiny. It is said in Edo tradition, before we reincarnate into this earth, we choose our experiences, we choose our situations in our life, we choose our destiny. We choose all these things to go through, to experience in our life in order to gain these life lessons that our soul chose before reincarnation. So our soul chooses our life path before coming down here to Akbon, to earth. Our soul chooses our destiny. So our soul which sits on our head. It's called our ehi. This is very important to be connected to our head, because our head is where our destiny sits at. In Yoruba, people call their head the ori, but in Benin, they call it ehi. So this carries your destiny. Your head is a locus of power, of energy, of blessings, and wisdom. So depending on your energetic frequency, depends on your vibration of your ehi. And whatever that vibration is on, it could bring either good luck, it could bring either blessings or misfortune. So our ehi, which is our higher self, our soul, before we choose to reincarnate to this earth, we go to Osanobwa, which is the supreme being, the divine, the source. And we wish to reincarnate back on this earth. And then we go through a process called He, which weighs out our karmic debts, weighs out our credit baggage, and weighs out all the karma that we've accumulated in our past lives. The fastest way to burn karma and to elevate your soul, raise your vibration, is to reincarnate. Because we go through experiences, we go through life lessons. That's why our higher self chooses what we do on this earth, chooses our destiny, chooses the experience we go through in order to burn off that karma, learn the life lessons, elevate our souls, and to release that karmic debt. Through your destiny, your soul mission, and your life path sits all on top of your head. And then your ehi is responsible for our physical body, which is called the okpa, our body that's in a 3D, that's in the physical world, the world of the living, here on earth. Our body here is called the okpa. And our ehi is responsible for our okpa to keep the promises that we have made regarding our destiny and following our soul mission. And then it helps us complete the tasks and duties that we assigned ourselves to do before coming down on earth. So half of our ehi comes with us down here to the 3D world, the world of the humans, the akbon. And the other half of our ehi, our soul, stays in the spiritual realm. So the half of our soul that comes down with us is called orihon. That is also known as our shadow self. It's still half of our higher self, so it's a mediator between us and then the divine. So everything that we've experienced in our life, we choose what family we're born into, our life path, our experiences, in order to gain a higher level of understanding about the world and a perspective and perception of it. But also something that we have here in the physical world is free will. We have to have free will. Sometimes we fall off our soul mission, we fall off our life path, but our ehi, our soul, always guides us back and sends us to the direction that we're meant to go. But at the end of the day, we do have free will here in the 3D, whether or not we want to follow that path or not. We have to have free will because if there was no free will, we wouldn't gain any experiences or life lessons we would need to get to that destination. There would be no mistakes. There would be no lessons you gain for your mistakes that you gain on your journey, because if there is no free will, you already know what you need to do. You already know your life path. So there would be nothing that you would gain off of the experiences coming back here on earth. And so there would be really no point in reincarnating if you didn't have any free will, because as soon as you're born, you already know what you need to do. So it's more about the journey, the lessons you've learned, getting to that destination, not really the destination itself. So this free will comes into play because we have to answer the calling on our own. We have to have that spark within us that makes us want to put in the work, to work on ourselves, to improve ourselves, to gain knowledge. So it's all about the journey, the experiences, the people you meet that helps you build up your soul to get you back to that destination, not really the destination itself. So that journey includes the experiences and wisdom you would take with you after you leave the matrix, after you transition and you ascend into the next stages of your lives. So our tradition tells us everything moves into cycles. Our earth has cycles. Events on earth moves in cycles. So that's the cycle of rebirth, transition. That's the cycle of evolution and ascension, and to the point that we eventually return back to the divine, also known as Osanobwa. So this is the first video about uncovering the old, discovering Edo traditions. Let me know what you think of this video. I'm so excited to make more content about our people, about our history, the deities, our traditions and wisdom, and I hope you join me along this journey. Let me know what you think of this video. If you have any ideas or anything you want me to post specifically, let me know down in the comments, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye, soul family. I love y'all.